Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I am here looking all Zambian, looking all scrumptious. Wow. Hey, I'm actually a lot. In the past few videos, I've been talking about toxic masculinity, and I kept on thinking the many ways that it still affects us as women. There has been this narrative that has been spoken of since I can't remember, like probably primary school. You already hear of how girls need to compete against each other. I don't think competition is a bad word or bad thing. I think it makes you grow. But when competition is used to describe a relationship between girls, it takes a whole different narrative. It's always from a negative, toxic light. It's never compete against each other to build each other's strengths, but it's compete against each other to hurt the other person and come out the winner, and then woohoo, you are the girl. And I think that really needs to change, because we're changing narratives when it comes to every other thing that affects us. And this is one thing I need to change, and I am working on. I'm gonna tell you, a small story. I was traveling from Cape Town going back home, Lusaka, Zambia, and I really don't like looking, outside the window. When the plane is up there, it's just like, okay, we're up there. Let's remain up there. Like, we're not looking down. Like, are we trying to die? What are we trying to do? I'm not that person. I'm not the person who's like, oh my God, the view. I am not. The view is there. I know it. I just know it. I don't want to see it. I do not, I'm afraid of heights. Like, what if something happens? What if one day that same window, something just happened that it broke? I'm like trying to see the view, and oh, there goes the person. That's not my portion, Jesus Christ. That's not my portion. I love traveling at night. I don't know why. No, I know why. I'm a night person. So because it's like late at night, dark, I look down, and for those of you who've been in Cape Town or live in Cape Town, like the lights are so beautiful when you're seeing them like from afar. It's beautiful. And that day something just nudged me to, pee a little bit. Like, just see a little bit. Just, turned a little bit, and that was it. But that short, split second, I was like, wow, those lights are so, so beautiful. And then we got to a place where the lights were, scattered. And it just didn't look as beautiful, It was just like, okay. Just a split second, I saw that. I was like, that's not beautiful. It's not one light that brightens the whole city. It's this different lights, and it just looks like this small pockets of diamonds. That's how it looks like. And that's why it catches people's attention. Each one of us knows they have something in them that shines so bright. Your talent, who you are as a person, what you bring to the table. Like, each one of us know there's something special about us. And I'm going to connect us to the lights. So each light represents someone. Each light represents a woman. Each light represents a young girl. And if we could all shine at the same time, imagine how beautiful the world can be. But we've been told that I need to dim your light so that mine can shine brighter. What we're forgetting is actually we're not shining brighter. We're just that scattered light, the only light that's just there. It's just empty. Oh, okay, light is there. Whatever. So I'm gonna share 3 ways in which I've seen toxic masculinity define our own narrative. Not even their narrative, our narrative, and gave us this word, competition. to put us against each other. Number one, there isn't enough space for the both of us. Like, me and you cannot exist in one place. Why? Like the world is too small for the both of us. Toxic masculinity has made us believe that the world is too small for us, but the world is big enough for every man. What? Don't wait. Do you live on Earth and we live on Mars? I just want to understand. Like, we're not on the same planet? You see, girls compete to be liked the most. You see them compete to be the it topic. You see them compete even for approval from our own parents and elders. Compete for status, compete for friendships. Like, we compete for everything. What that competition does is just limit the space for all of us. For example, there's this one room, and someone comes in and they go out. Because, your time is done. Someone else should go in. The next person goes in and they go out. The room is not changing. It is still one room. We're staying in there. But if one person goes in and they pull the next person, and then the next person comes in, and the next person, then the room gets full, people then realize, actually, this space is too small for us. We need to build a bigger room. So now you build a 2-roomed, okay? Now we can fit in there. And then someone new comes in with different ideas, or the same ideas, but looking at it from a different perspective. Oh yeah, come in, girl. They come in. The next person is like, yeah, girl, you look good, period. Like, come in. We got you. Like, come in. And then it just grows bigger and bigger, and you create more room, and it just continues. And it's limitless. And that's what competition that is meant to build you does, rather than competition that's meant to outshine another person. I am less if you are winning. I think for all of us, may speak for me as well. I have role models. I go on Instagram and I'm seeing this person doing the things. I wish, oh wow. Like, girl, you are just marvelous. Like, is your middle name Marvelous? Oh my God. I sound like I'm toasting. Like I'm toasting someone. And it's amazing, and you just, comment, like, and you just keep, scrolling through their feed because they just amaze you. But then when someone who is your peer, you know them, you've seen them, you've spoken to them, start doing the things, like, why do you then feel like, oh my God, they're winning. Oh, I am remaining behind. Oh my God. And then for some, you start saying really bad or mean things about the person, or you just don't want to support them because you feel they're taking your space. What you're doing is you're not seeing how can we fit in this room together? Because your lived experience and my lived experience are two different things. Even in family, as an Anguilla girl, I have a whole different experience because I was raised by, Susan Anguilla, who's my darling mother. Your lived experience is different. You will look at the same thing with a whole different outlook. If I'm standing here and I see a 6, you're standing there, you're going to see a 9. That's just life. That's how it is. So you're coming in with a different perspective. So we can actually coexist. You will not be the very first person to ever thought about this, or the very first person to ever start, example, a YouTube channel. You won't be the very first person who ever thought about singing and dancing, or who's talented when it comes to singing, or who's talented when it comes to dancing. But you will be the very first person with the perspective that you bring to the table. And that's what's needed. And so your friend winning is just information actually for you to say, okay, this perspective exists. And I'm passionate about this too. How can we look at the same thing and I can present that, and people that relate to my story, relate to my background, relate to the person that I am, to my to goofy personality, people that can relate to that will be able to look at and learn something. When you come in with your perspective, the person can relate and say, yeah, me too. Me three. The number 3. This popular girl narrative. Oh my Jesus. Even in primary school, you see someone who dresses up a certain way, walks a certain way, shoulder high. Chin up, chest out. You know, this person is just, they just look good and they're doing the things. And you see them have a lot of friends. Everyone wants to be their friend. And if you're not in their circle, then that means you're a loser. This narrative has gone on for so long that even as you grow up as an adult, you want to alter yourself based on who's the popular person in my circle. I should be like them. Changing your personality, changing how you dress, changing how you walk, changing how you talk, so that I can present myself the same way that person presents themselves. I think you can admire. That's really cool. Like, admire the person, affirm the person. You don't need to be, sarcastic about it or mean about it. Actually, affirm them. Be like, girl, yes, I see you doing the things. As black people, we look at you and we're like, I see you. You fine girl, no pimples. I see you. Yesterday, a picture. The other day, I traveled. The other day, I have a conference. The other girl I see you. Affirm the person. It will not take away from who you are. It never will. It never will. And so this narrative has to die that we keep teaching even young girls. If every girl is just comfortable with who they are and what they bring to the table and notice something that's unique or something that they never really thought of in someone else, they can go ask questions. How can I do this, girl? They can go affirm the next person. They can talk to each other without demeaning the other person or diminishing the other person. That even in moments where one is hurting, they want to look at the person and say, that is you. You deserve it. That is it. Like, the person will look and say, oh, girl, like, I got you. I'm going to help you through. We're going to walk together. And hence, we're going to create a room for everyone because there is space. Women and girls have not been given space to be themselves, to contribute to so many things. Oh, they've been shunned upon, they've been demeaned. That has always happened. And it's looked upon as, if you've made it, it's just you. No one else can make it. So you hold on to this. This is mine and mine alone. Because that hasn't been available for us. We can create that space. There is market for that, because if you make it, everybody gonna make it. We are moving together. And why am I sharing this? When I started thinking about my YouTube channel and starting it and confronting issues that have affected me and narratives that I'm changing for myself so that I could be a healthier person, a healthier partner, a healthy sister and daughter, the person I had in mind was my baby sister. Her name is Christian. I love that girl, but that girl gets on my nerves. But again, she gives me so much joy. And I want her to know what she brings to the table. Like that joy she brings to me, people need to see that. And it would be sad if she demeans or diminishes someone else's light, or like a friend's light, and that person does the same to her, and no one gets to experience this extroverted, very talented young girl. And I want her and other girls to learn from my mistakes. Oh, Jesus. Be inspired that you can do whatever you set your mind to. Be inspired that there is space for all of us, and we can create space for each other. This conversation is important for me too, because there's a point where when I first created it, insecurities came in. Oh my God, what are people going to say? And then it was like, well, we're gonna just go with it. Then it was like, okay, I've created it. This is only mine. Let's keep it. And it's like, you're missing the point. If you're gonna encourage young girls, encourage people to create space for Black women, to create space for women that have been in oppression, to create space for women that have been unheard, for girls that constantly mistreated, constantly losing who they are to fit in someone else's picture, someone else's world, while you're holding on to the space, then you're no good, and you're not helping the issue at large. Actually, my ancestor is so similar to me, very into music, a creative, loves being around people. One day she might want to do the exact same thing I'm doing, or she might want to do something different. I should be an example of someone who says, well, this is what I brought to the table. You bring a different, fresh perspective. And I just want to encourage us to remember that your perspective is valid. So is the next person's perspective. Girls can live in a world where they don't have to feel like, okay, I'm being an imposter right now. And when they empower themselves, it's not that it's just me and it's me alone. This only belongs in this box. We can be empowered and also celebrate another sister's empowerment. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, subscribe, and comment ways that you have experienced imposter syndrome as you work on empowering yourself. And if you knew that there is space for your voice, what can you bring to this table to ensure that every woman in your circle lights up that room, lights up that city, lights up that country, and we can all move forward in empowering ourselves and empowering others. Until next time, I love you guys.